Hi, welcome to Laura's View and Tarot 2. I am really glad you're here. Today's date is Monday, June 10th, 2024. This past weekend in Deadwood, South Dakota, a reported group of neo-Nazis were spotted I'm trying to keep a straight face here, in Deadwood, South Dakota. Now, we're going to look at the situation and see if the tarot cards can give us some additional insights and information about the situation. I'm going to take you to a compilation I've got that kind of outlines what happened, and you're welcome to look at it at your leisure if you like to by clicking on the Facebook link that will be in the video description box, or just follow along as I talk about the event, and then we'll see what the universe wants us to know. Now, the reason I'm having trouble keeping a straight face is because the individuals in this supposed rally, which was quickly dispersed because they didn't have a permit, were all masked. And to me, that screams Fed. Ever since a certain Mr. Epps was outed without any kind of mask as the Fed he was, ever since then, individuals that seem to have ties to three-letter agencies are careful to keep their faces obscured and masked when they do their shenanigans. So let's take a look at the compilation and then see if the universe has some information, like I said. Okay, I'm going to go to a share screen. Here is one individual's tweet about it. You can see there's about 20 individuals here in the background. And if you'd like to watch that 18-second clip, you can click here. Then we have the another clip here from, I believe, Leroy on X. And yeah, here's his. And I love some of the comments in here talking about, especially this one. I'll have this later in the compilation. This was just one of the replies that he had here. Now, there's a mainstream MSN article here that the neo-Nazi group Blood Tribe claims responsibility for swastika displays in Pierre, Deadwood. And I thought that was, again, interesting. Now, going to that last comment that I wanted to, dear Feds, the whole point of white nationalism and white pride is to be open about one's belief in the superiority of the white race and stating such things unashamedly. They do not cover their faces like soy boy Antifa cucks. Neo-Nazis are proud to be neo-Nazis. Okay, now I am not supporting neo-Nazism in any way, shape, or form. Let me be very clear here. I am a veteran of the Vietnam era. I'm a patriot, and I'm conservative, but I'm also about do no harm to others. Let's ascend. Let's be our best selves. So my heart and the precepts of any kind of a affiliation like that are just worlds apart, literally worlds apart. So anyway, yeah, did the three-letter agencies show up in Deadwood this weekend? That's what we're going to ask the cards. Were the majority of the individuals here who had matching shirts and matching pants, and from what I could see, even matching footwear, were they federally funded? Let's see if the universe has some information, and we'll find out together. Was Deadwood this weekend? I believe so, but we'll find out. I'm going to switch the camera, and you can watch me work with the cards. Okay, for whatever reason, was this Blood Tribe presence in Deadwood, South Dakota this weekend heavily or predominantly peopled by those being paid by three-letter agencies to be there and do what they did? You see, I've been to South Dakota numerous times. Sturgis rallies coming up, and you wouldn't find some patriots there. You look on those bikes, you look in those, yeah, and they can be proud to be American and conservative without hiding their face, just like I don't hide mine to say I'm conservative. And I'm a patriot. I don't think our country has lived up to its hype or its hope, but that doesn't mean that it can't and it won't. So what was going on in Deadwood? We have a King of Swords, Four of Wands, Seven of Cups, Three of Swords, the Moon, King of Pentacles, Knight of Wands. Okay. They weren't who they claimed they were. Absolutely here. We have two cards confirming this. So yeah, they were predominantly federally funded participants on a field trip or something, who knows. Interesting to note that in the near future shows that actions like this aren't going to be successful or welcome. This one wasn't successful. In fact, I heard that there were lots of attaboys given to the Deadwood police force because people were actually rising up against them. Not that they were liberal or Democrat, but just that kind of display and those precepts don't align with the conservative values that that community shares. And so I thought that was really interesting. So yeah, we've got kind of a yes here. Smoke and mirrors. Again, they were wearing those masks so that they would not be exposed for the feds that they are, as is usual for those little fed folk. And yeah, they weren't really there for what they said they were at all. Okay, now they had hoped that they would be accepted. And again, let's get a couple more cards and see what we can find out. Ten of Swords, it's really not looking good for them. We are going to a place where those kind of displays and those attempts to instigate are going to cause laughter on a huge scale like I've had today, only a huge scale. Because we're going to a place of reconciliation and kindness where those kind of instigation attempts are just going to be laughed off. I love it. We have the Seven of Wands and the Four of Pentacles finishing up. So the other insights that the cards are giving us about this Deadwood situation is that they really hope that they had picked a good place to put on their display and maybe even sucker some people into joining them. It didn't work out. Now, it was kind of, they were testing the water. They were just using minimal resources for this. So again, with that 20, that way they were only on what, 5 hotel rooms if they all booked together and stuff on their little field trip. And so it wasn't an expensive foray. Hopefully it was one in which they gained some valuable information, and that is that Americans aren't the suckers they used to be. And people that have views that aren't mainstream can't be bamboozled into actions and violence. It's just not going to happen. I love it. We're waking up and we're wising up right in relation with it. To recap, this past weekend, Deadwood, South Dakota had a short-lived, supposedly neo-Nazi display rally that occurred. They were dispersed because they didn't have the proper paperwork. And citizens were already letting it be known that those kind of sentiments weren't welcome in Deadwood. So again, as I read, kudos to law enforcement officers who separated the groups, kept them peaceful, and dispersed things well. So we were wondering, were these Fed boys? Yeah, they were. They were. Even if there is a neo-Nazi group called Blood Tribe that took credit for this, that wasn't either. Blood Tribe is predominantly Feds, or They agreed to take the credit for that for the feds that did this, but it was predominantly feds. It was. This card indicates lies and false affiliations. So the those ralliers were not what they said they were. And near future is looking really good. People are wising up. First of all, we're not going to fall for that anymore. Displays like this are just going to be such a fizzle fest that they're going to cease and desist. They should. Okay. Because we human beings are wising up to those kind of actions and those attempts to instigate or get well-meaning people to participate in something that if they gave a little thought to, they wouldn't. So it's just not going to work out for them. The near future cards, again, said not going to work out for them, not going to work out for them, because we're going to a place where there's going to be a lot more reconciliation and togetherness, not divisions that especially that are falsely started. The as for the group, it was just considered a minor expenditure, testing the waters and seeing if they could, in a conservative area like that, get some participation from the local population. They didn't. They got pushback. Good for them. Good for them. And I love that the card said, in the future, these kind of attempts are just going to fizzle more and more. Now, that doesn't mean they're not going to happen. We have talked about that. Evil is not creative, and evil is our three-letter agencies and all the little plans and stuff that they cook up. Even when it doesn't work, they just start doing it harder and faster for a while. That's extinction behavior. So that doesn't mean they won't try it again, but don't get suckered in, folks. Okay, you can stand true to your values without getting suckered into behavior that if you take the time to think about it. Do I really want to join in this? Do I want to grab a fig? Do I want to walk with these people? Or do I want to just stand firm in my truth? So use your brains, use your discernment, use your good judgment, and let these little attempts to cause kerfuffles continue to fizzle. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for your time and attention. Appreciate each and every one of you so much. Thank you if you're a subscriber. If you've had to be tenacious and resubscribe, or I hear people sometimes have to click the like button numerous times to get it counted. And even then, only about 2/3 of them get counted, so I don't pay much attention to it. I do thank you, each and every one of you. And until next time, if you're willing to receive it, I send you love, light, and I wish for you everything bright. Bye.